Hello and welcome. My name is Matthew McGregor, and I'm super excited. I'm coming to you from my hotel room here in Florida, and I just had to make this video because push notifications are out now. Push notifications just launched for 22 apps, and I'm super excited to be able to introduce it to you here today. And how you navigate to push notifications on your account is you simply come over and click on the broadcasts button up in the top left. So you'll probably come over from where it says my app, you'll probably click on, or you'll click on broadcast to come over to the area where you can schedule your push notifications. Now, there's going to be two parts to this video. The first part is I'm going to show you how to actually schedule push notifications so you know how to do it. And then the second part is actually some ideas around what you can send out as push notifications and what you can use push notifications for. Okay, so the first thing you should know is if you published your app previously, all you have to do to get push notifications ready to go is simply come over in your app, go to any random page. This is just a test app. And then you can go ahead and click publish at the top. And well, actually, before you click publish, you can click save. So just click save anywhere and then go over ahead and click publish and then click publish again. You can use the same exact Expo credentials as you used when you first uploaded your app. So again, when you first uploaded your app, all you had to do is just input your Expo credentials, and then you would have inputted your Apple Store Connect info and Google Play Store info here, but you don't need to click these boxes if you are resubmitting. So if you submitted previously, just update your app, click save, click publish, just click this button and off you go. And then you'll be ready to come over to the broadcast section. Now, just so you know, inside your app, your members will see a notification pop up that looks probably something like this, where if I go to Google and just type push notification pop up, you'll see this come up that looks kind of like that your app would like to send push notifications. So that's something that's going to pop up inside your user's app when they next log in, and they're going to be able to accept and check off that yes, they want to receive push notifications. So inside the broadcast manager, the very first thing you're going to go ahead and do is click schedule new push notification. And inside this builder, we have a couple of things going on where the first thing you'll notice is you can come in, you can update the headline of what you want to send out. So we might say here, new webinar happening tomorrow. And then we can update the body to say something, to give some kind of meaningful call to action. So we might say, did you hear we're going live? Be sure to tune in tomorrow at 11:30 a.m. Pacific time, or something like this. Just note that there is a character limit. So there is a certain number of characters your push notification can be. Normally there would be some spaces here. So let's just keep copying this. You can see we've reached our character limit. So there is a certain limit of how much you can put within a push notification. Just to show you, character count. We'll just go over to a character counter and I can put this on in. It's 200 characters that you can have in your push notification. So just be aware of that. And then you can choose which screen to direct them to when they tap on the push notification. So once they click on the push notification, what screen should open? So in this example, while I haven't necessarily set it up, I would probably want some kind of page where they can register for the webinar if they haven't already. So one cool thing to note about push notifications is, yes, you can select any screen, but it also reflects the setting you put when you first created your app in the general settings. So if I come over to the general settings, you can see here that I have the option to always open to last screen visited, or if I don't check that, it will always open to the home screen. So if I come over into broadcast and I schedule a new notification, you can see here that when it's unchecked, it will bring us to the home screen, which I could have selected anyway. I could just select home. But if I come over to and re-enable that, always open to the last screen visited, you'll notice that if I come over to broadcast, that it brings us, that it gives us the last screen visited option, just like we've selected in our general settings. Again, all this stuff to do with push notifications is something that you do after you publish your app, but it is good to know if you are at all playing around with it and or testing it. So when you're ready, you think it's good, I guess we erased what we had, you can go ahead and click next, and you can either save it as a draft, which we should have done so that we can edit it again later. You can send it now, and that'll instantly send it to everybody in your app. And in the future, we're going to be adding in a feature so you can actually select who you want to send it to in your app, or a selection of different audiences based on tags, or you can send it later. And this lets you choose the date and the time that you want to send it. You can also send it in the contact's local time zone rather than your time zone. So right now, this is set up in my time zone of 3:12 Pacific time. And that's just how you set that up is over here in the settings of your app under general. I have here my default time zone is America, Vancouver. But if I come over back to broadcast and I schedule this, again, I can schedule it for I can save it as a draft, I can send it now, or I can send it later. So the one thing you should know about if you want to send it in your contact's time zones, meaning that it sends at 3:13 p.m. their time, because the app can actually know what time zone they're in, which is really cool. You must schedule it at least 24 hours in advance. So you can see here that this will not let us schedule it, because it needs to be scheduled 24 hours in advance if you have this checked. If we don't have this checked, it doesn't matter. You can send it, whenever you want. But just know that if this is checked, then you will need to make sure that you are scheduling it at least 24 hours in advance. So I would have to schedule it for tomorrow at, sometime in around past now. Cool. So that is how you use push notifications. And when you actually go ahead and schedule a push notification, it'll look something like this, where you'll be able to see your sent push notifications, your scheduled push notifications, and any push notifications that are currently in draft. The push notifications that have been sent or scheduled will also show you a little bit of information that might be useful to you. For example, you can see here that this was sent on October 29th at 1:30 p.m. Pacific. The screen that it opened up to was the home screen. It was sent to, well, this was a test one out of 1 contacts, and it was opened by 0 out of 1 contacts. This we were just kind of testing, but that is where you would be able to actually get tangible information on how well your push notifications are performing. So you can get real data back to see, are people interested in this? Are people not so interested in this? What are people clicking on? And that can improve your marketing efforts to better get people to either, register for a webinar, register for a call, sign up for something, purchase something, whatever it is your call to action is getting them to do. You can tailor the engagement to what people are most engaging with. So a couple of ideas that you can kind of work with when it comes to push notifications. On this video page, I will link this blog. We created a blog article somewhere here. If I come over to the 22 apps blog, here it is. I will link this blog article that we created on this page, so you can go ahead and check it out and read it for yourself. I'll also be creating a bunch of other videos and posting it in the Facebook group, so be sure to watch out for that to take advantage of push notifications. And to just kind of give you a couple of highlights of some really good ideas that I've detailed here is Push notifications can be really good in 5 key different areas. The first key area is anything to do with reminders or announcements. So let's say that you have an up and coming schedule for a webinar or a challenge or a launch, or maybe something's happening where you need to remind them of it, or maybe it's you're counting down the days to something. This is a really, really powerful way of leveraging push notifications in your app to actually get that engagement so much higher and in a really easy and more genuine way than a lot of the other methods out there. Another example is you can run some kind of challenge in your app. So not only can you remind them about external things that maybe are happening outside of the app, such as a webinar, or maybe there's a call or something like this, some kind of limited time offer. You can also remind them of events that are happening within the app. And a great example of this is a challenge. So let's say that you want people to go through a 5-day challenge maybe they watch a video on 4 of the 5 days, and on the 5th day, you make an offer to purchase something. Well, what you can do is you can put that content inside your app, and every single day they can get a push notification to come back to the app and initiate the next step of the challenge. So by doing this, you can actually create a challenge within your app, where you can create some kind of video campaign or a marketing campaign or a kind of fun, entertaining way to engage with them inside the app by simply sending them push notifications to videos, to articles, to different resources throughout several days that eventually leads to a sale. Remember, we want to be monetizing everything. We don't want to be just putting things out there just to put things out there. We want to be putting things out there so that we can monetize it. And at the end of the day, it comes back and pays us in our bank account. The third thing is tips. So you can see here it says sending out useful tips to your users will help build trust quickly with you and your business. Since you'll be sending them valuable content for free, your app is their go-to trustworthy place. So basically, if you want to have different tips, like maybe there's a daily message, or maybe there's some kind of daily inspiration or daily tip or daily to-do, whatever that might be, this is a really good way of continuing the engagement with your audience. It might not necessarily be as engaging as a challenge or a webinar or some kind of event-based thing that's happening. However, if you want to maintain engagement and a relationship with your audience, this is a really good thing you may want to consider. Updates. So like if there's any updates going on with you or your business and you want to let people know about something, whether it's upcoming or some kind of current event, that's a great way to do it through push notifications. And then the last thing is any kind of anything to do with sales. So like if you're offering, a discount on something, let's say you are running a coaching program and you are looking to fill the last couple of spots, you could put an offer out there to get people to purchase that coaching program really, really, really easily. Because see, here's the thing, the reason push notifications are so powerful, the reason they're so powerful is that they bypass a lot of the stuff that comes with email marketing or social media marketing. See, with email marketing and social media marketing, oftentimes we will find ourselves not getting the engagement that we're really hoping for. With social media, Facebook and other social media platforms are limiting our organic reach because they want us to run ads and actually pay them for those people to see it. Whereas with email marketing, everything seems to be going to spam, or people are giving us fake email addresses. People just don't check their email anymore, right? And it feels almost impossible to get our marketing out when nothing we're sending or putting out there is really working. And that's where push notifications come into play. Is they're not this thing that people will check every once in a while. It's this thing that people are going to kind of, you can say, they're going to get on a consistent basis and open up on a consistent basis to maintain that engagement with you. The idea with a mobile app, especially as opposed to any kind of website or landing page, is building up what's called daily active users or monthly active users. You don't have to have people engaging with you daily, but at the very least weekly, monthly, every so often, engaging with your world, and by bringing them back with push notifications with a little ding on their phone and a red icon next to the app to let them know, hey, there's something new, come check this out. It makes it really easy to pull them back and give them the content that they're looking for and engage with them and grow with them, so they ultimately choose to work with you. I hope that has been helpful. I hope that this has been fantastic. I'm really looking forward to you messing around with the push notifications broadcaster. Think of it like an email automation system, an email CRM with a much smaller and more concise call to action that really gets people to convert. I'm looking forward to seeing what you do with it. Please post in the Facebook group the success you're having, and I will see you there in the Facebook group very soon.